Those don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. This is Funny Like Clown Podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth. We're exploring the history of comedy here, June 20th, 2022. This is episode 154. As always, today's episode is brought to you by G Vegas Buffalo Sauce. Go to www.gvegas.webs.com. Put the wham and jam in your mouth. And yeah, man, we're exploring the history of comedy, and today we're going way back. Well, not way back, I guess, a recent way back, and talk about Mr. Bobby Slayton. And what can I say about Bobby other than when I first saw his comedy, corporate comic came to mind, where that's where the money. If you're a comic, you want to go where the money is. Okay, corporate gigs. That's because they got the money. They got the money for comedy. That's where you want to be. And not that he worked clean, because most corporate gigs, they want you to work clean because it's a business function. It's not a personal function. And Bobby, he didn't work clean. He was known for pushing the buttons there, but his style, I guess, his demeanor, his onstage presence, I guess, his persona, the way he acted, I guess that's what came across as this is the guy you'd want. Where I guess a lot of stuff they did back in the day that was considered edgy, nowadays considered tame. I mean, even Sam Kinison, I mean, he changed comedy, man. He he did stuff people had never seen before, I mean, nowadays it's considered pretty tame, but back then it was shock comedy because we had never heard nothing like it before. He shocked you the stuff he was talking about. Nowadays, anything goes nowadays, where back in the day you couldn't do that. So he was one of the guys, and so was Mr. Bobby Slayton. They didn't sell out, man. They kept who they were. They kept true. That's what I respect about Bobby the most. He didn't sell out. Let's see. Probably best known for his being a part of the 2001 film Bandits. Frequent guest on the Adam Carolla Show, which I believe is the #1 podcast out there, the Adam Carolla Show. See, everybody thinks it's Joe Rogan. Well, Joe Rogan's up there. I still believe Adam is pulling bigger numbers than Joe, I believe. But I guess you wouldn't put him like A or B. You put him like 1 or 1A, or I mean, they're right there together. But yeah, a lot of people said they thought they hit the tip of their career until they did, like a show like Joe Rogan's or Adam Carolla's, and then that's a whole new audience, man. You're getting recognized. Yeah, I saw you on the podcast, man. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe people are going to be remembering discussing these comics from the Funny Like Clown podcast. I think it's possible. Let's see. Bobby Slayton, he's known for his intense comedy, very intense guy on stage, kind of, never slows down. Really gets into what he's saying. And I've told people that before, you can tell a joke or you can sell a joke, okay? Because you can't just, you're a comedian. You're not up there just to tell a joke, okay? You have to sell the joke, okay? You have to make the people believe that you're very passionate about what you're talking about. And he's a guy for a very high level of passion about what he talks about. That's called selling a joke, and he sells it very well. Does a rough style of comedy where he complains a lot. He does a lot of insulting jokes, and tells storytelling jokes about real life stuff that pisses him off or something. I call it pissed off comedy, okay, which is my personal interpretation. But I've been known to do a little bit of pissed off comedy myself, because if a lot of things piss you off in life, what better way to deal with and talk about it in your comedy routine? And we've said before, the real life stories are much funnier than anything you could make up. So. Every day somebody pisses me off, so every day I got new material for my comedy routine. Let's see. I'll tell you one. Geez, I manage a restaurant. That's what I do during the day. At night, I do the stand-up comedy. And I had this guy call up. He says to me, "Can you tell me what the hell's taking my delivery so long? I've been waiting forever." So I look and I don't see his address. I'm like, "You didn't place a delivery?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't? Okay, well, can I order it now then?" So, yeah, well, what the hell are you on, buddy? This is the shit I got to deal with. See, it's real life stuff you got to deal with. That pisses me off, because I got better time things to do than deal with some idiot don't know if he ordered food or not. But that's what you incorporate into your routine, just like Bobby did. Regular on major radio shows, the Howard Stern Show, of course, you all know. Kevin and Bean, the Tom Leykis Show. Dave Shelley and Chainsaw. And I gotta say, I've never heard of the Dave Kelly and Chainsaw show, but What a cool name, man. Because I get Dave and Kelly, but where does chainsaw come in? I don't know. That's a catchy phrase right there. And you got to wonder. I can see Dave and Kelly doing a show, but a guy named Chainsaw, how does he fit into the whole thing, or is that just like is that like a hype? There is no chainsaw. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't know, but it's catchy, and that's what you look for in comedy. Something catchy, catchy. See, funny like a clown. That's catchy. Okay, catches right on. Well, Dave Shelley and Chainsaw. There's a radio show I'd listen to, and apparently Bobby, he's been on it. Let's see. It was in the 1998 movie The Rat Pack. Uh, in the movie The Mind of a Married Man, which The Mind of a Married Man. There's another title right there. There's a movie I'd go see right there, because what is in the mind of a married man? Because it all changes, man. It all changes when you get married. I said, geez, I posed a question once. If you don't want to be together and you don't want to be apart, what's that leave? I posted that on Facebook, or most of my friends put down marriage. That's what you don't want to be together and you don't want to be apart. That's marriage. Let's see. Part of the IFC TV show Marin, and played a TV comedian in the TV movie Ed Wood. Let's see. He was in Get Shorty with John Travolta. And yeah, I guess if you're working with John Travolta, that's pretty in the movies. That's kind of at the top of your game right there. Sure, why not? Talked about it before. Voice work. We got voice work coming up. He was on Family Guy, a Dr. Katz professional therapist, which I've never seen an episode of Dr. Katz, but seems to be popping up more and more on this podcasting. Yeah, yawn, baby. It's getting late. What can I tell you, man? That's what I do. I'm a late night owl. I don't do that morning shit. I sleep in. I stay up late and I yawn, and that's what the hell I do. But let's see. On TV's The Tonight Show, and we've said, back in the day, if you made it on the Tonight Show, you're a made comic. Nowadays, it's a cool thing, but it don't necessarily make you a made comic. But if you go to a comedy club and you're looking for work, and they say, well, what are your credits? What can I advertise? It's going to make me money. If you put down you've been on the Tonight Show, yeah, that's not a bad one right there. Let's see. He was on Politically Incorrect, Comic Relief. That's one that I missed back in the day. Robin Williams, Whoopi Goldberg, and Billy Crystal headlined that back in the day. That was raising money for the homeless. And I guess the most thing I remember about it was Robin and Sam Kinison were really good friends, and Sam wanted to get on Comic Relief, and Robin wouldn't go to bat for him, man. He couldn't get him on there. So on Sam's next album, he came out and said, fuck the homeless. If you live in America, you got every chance to make yourself in the world. And I bought 2 homes to piss him off. Where else are you going to go? Right? America's it. If you can't make it here, you're pretty much screwed. So he let Comic Relief know, and he thought of it right there. But I thought it was a cool venue for comics because, back in the day, we didn't have 24-hour comedy. So when you saw something like Comic Relief, it was an extra avenue to watch some stand-up comedy. Got his own HBO stand-up special, which again, if you go into clubs, man, what do you got? I got my own HBO stand-up special. Boom, you're a paid comic right there. That's the difference from doing a free set and doing a paid set right there. There's the differences in your credits. What can we tell people that'll sell tickets? Well, if you can sell me some tickets, then I can send you some money. Let's see, put out 4 CDs back in the day, which when you could put out CDs, and I guess you can still put them up, but they're not a common thing because not really making money on them. They're more of a promotional thing nowadays, where back in the day you put out a CD, you made $10 on your CD, then put on a concert, you got $20 to go see the concert. Well, nowadays you got to give a free CD to get people interested in you, then you make your $20 on the concert. So we had to meet people halfway, which back in the day, the artist, they could make money on both ends, where now we've had to meet the consumer halfway and give you something for free to get you out to the show. It's more of not a money-making piece. It's a promotional piece of CD nowadays, but a lot of comics ain't doing it, man. They don't put out CDs anymore. They're a thing of the past, and it's the comedy special. What's the next Netflix or Amazon Prime, or what's the next place you can get on where everybody's at, where they can see your special? Where you can see mine on Vimeo.com. Go it up. Dennis Wirth, the child support superhero. My comedy special is there. I think it's $1.99, and for $1.99, you laugh for an hour and a half. So, hey, you want to go check it out? Go check it out. It's a great buy. I'm very proud of the product I put out. All right, Bobby Slayton CD's Raging Bully in 1988, which I guess he's known for being a bully on stage. So instead of Raging Bull, he put the twist in there, Raging Bully in 1998. I've Come for Your Children in 2003, Built for Destruction in 2006, and Born to Bobby in 2010. Yeah, which 2010, that's kind of late to be in the era, like I said, of putting out CDs. I mean, they're a thing of the past where I think it was, Napster with all the free downloading. And geez, they said, all right, we'll start arresting people. You can't arrest everybody. You know, they got a law like if so many people are breaking a law that you ain't got enough jail cells to put them in, and you can invoke this law and say, you know, we're not going to enforce that law right now because it's impossible to do so. So, I mean, pretty much that's what happened with downloading. I mean, so many people, even after they passed the law, you can't do it. So many people are still doing it that you couldn't possibly arrest everybody. So you just can't stop it, even if it's illegal. People are still doing it. So, let's see. The Las Vegas Review Journal said Slayton's refusal to compromise his act makes him worth a special trip to go see. So it ain't, hey, what's going on tonight, baby? Bobby Slayton's playing. Let's go see him. But say, when is Bobby Slayton's playing? We're going to set our night to go see him because he's that good. You know why? Because he didn't sell out. He stayed true to what he did. And I had that happen, man. They call it a roll in comedy when you do so many shows in a row that you just start to get in a flow with your set where you just every word comes out, you know where you're going to get them. Instead of hoping to get laughs, you know you're going to get them. And I was doing so many shows at this point where I just got on a roll. I was really crushing it every night. It was a great feeling. And I worked with a comic friend of mine, you know, a good friend of mine. I love the guy, but he always asks, you know, he asks the people, well, do you want us to work clean or dirty tonight? And it's like most people, if you ask, nobody wants to come on. Man, I'd come out and say, yeah, dirty. I love dirty comedy. But most people are going to shy away and say, well, we're clean, just because it's an uncomfortable question to ask somebody. Nobody wants to say, yeah, I want to see you do a dirty act. I mean, obviously they're going to take the high road, and even if that's what they want to say, work clean. And not that I work dirty, but I don't work crystal clean. And certainly I had some odd subjects and stuff. So and it's like before every show, he'll ask, you know, want us to work clean or dirty? I'm like, well, why do you think they know how to do comedy better than you? You're the guy putting on the show. They hired you to do comedy. Now you're asking them how to do comedy. You're the guy. Don't ask them. If they just go up there and make them laugh. I don't care if it's dirty or clean. As long as you're getting a laugh, that's funny. And I don't know. I hit one of his shows one night and he told me, dude, you got to work clean. You got to work clean. And I wasn't comfortable up there because instead of just letting my act flow like I did when I was on the roll, I had to think about what I was saying and think about, you know, is this going to offend him? Which if you offend him, he may not book me again. So I'm losing money. So I don't want to lose work, but I don't want to compromise who I am as a comic either. And the next day I had some guy shooting his mouth off. Man, I seen you last night. And you weren't really that funny. And it was like, I thought, yeah, because you didn't see my act because I was given limitations before the show, which the consumer don't know, which they don't know I'm given limitations before the show. And I swore that night I would never sell out again. I never, you know, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down for who I am. I'm not going to, you know, sell out to somebody's rules. And I'd rather work less shows and do what I do than work more shows and have to sell out you know, to get the corporate gig, I got to work clean or do something I don't want to do or not be who I am. Or I never want to feel that level of uncomfort on stage again. When I get up there, I want to be comfortable in what I'm doing because that's the only way you can be a great comic. And if you got to think about it, I just saw Top Gun 2 Maverick, very good. I didn't think they could pull off a good sequel, but they did. And but one of the lines in there, he's like, you know, when you fly in the plane, you know, you think too much. Don't think. It's the same thing in comedy. Up there, you don't want to think, man. You just want to go up there and roll with comedy. And so hats off to Bobby Slayton for not selling out, man, because you may work less, man, but I'll tell you what, you get to be you, and being you, that's what's going to get you further than if you sell out and work clean. And most people do sell out because that's where the money is. And you know, I've always said if you're in comedy to make money instead of make people laugh, you're in it for the wrong reasons right there. So, but that's what makes this guy a must-see act. He was on Home Improvement with Tim Allen. Here's one. I mean, Woody Allen. If you get to work with Woody Allen, that's like saying I worked with Martin Scorsese or George Lucas or, you know, so some great. I mean, just Woody Allen, one of the top names ever in the business. And he was on Amazon TV's Crisis in 6 Seasons. That's Woody Allen's new project. And apparently Bobby get to get on. That's just awesome. Francis Ford Coppola, I mean, just these are the names you'd want to. Well, Woody Allen, he's up there in the top five. There were five names in the business you'd want to work with. Who are they? Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, and damn it, Woody Allen's right in the top five somewhere there. George Lucas, all the great names of our generation that gave us movies that our generation, lived and died on and bated breath to go see these movies. So. Now, remember Andrew Dice Clay said he got to work with Woody Allen. He said, to this day, I can't believe I got to work with the guy. I mean, just such a genius in the work he did. Let's see. Been a guest on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now, if you want to go way, way back, okay, he was in 1987. He was on one of the Young Comedian specials, which those are the specials that broke, Roseanne Barr, Sam Kinison, Andrew Dice Clay, just all the Tim Allens, I mean, again, Bobby Slayton, even Lenny Clark, a local Boston legend. He was on one of the Young Comedian specials back in the day. I mean, you could put your name on one of those. Those were like the original, up and coming comics that Rodney Dangerfield handpicked, to give us the next generation of comedy, which Rodney, he's one of the top five godfathers of our generation comedy in my book anyway. So, and I've said it so many times on this podcast, as much as he gave us in comedy, he gave us even more, giving us the next generation of comedy. He brought up all the big names, man. Didn't forget where he came from, so that was always cool. I was in Dreamgirls in 2006. Can't say I've seen Dreamgirls, but I did know it was a popular movie. And Bobby Slayton, man, gained himself the name the Pitbull of comedy. And I guess that's how he's brought up on stage. And they say, who was I think New York Post said one time, he's rude, he's crude, but he's endearing. So you're rude, crude, and endearing, then I guess you're pulling it off right there, because most people who are rude and crude are assholes. But if you can be rude and crude but still be endearing, then damn it, that's what you shoot for in comedy. And I guess what did Bobby teach us, man, is like, don't sell out. That's what he taught comedy. Be who you are. If you got to work less, but damn it, be who you are. And that's when you're going to give your best comedy, not when you're going to think about it, but when you're just up there being you, because that's what comedy's all about. You just got to be you. That's why the real life stuff is so much more funny, because it's what actually happened. You're not making it up. I mean, yeah, you can make up some stories, you can make up some routines. They're funny as heck, but the real life stuff, that's what cracks you up, and it's what's going to crack the audience up too. So hopefully you're learning something, man. If you want to be a comedian and you want to explore the history of comedy, this is the place to do it. Funny Like a Clown podcast, man. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth, and no matter who your favorite comedian was, damn it, I got a fact about him that you probably did not know. Unless you're like a hardcore, well, even me, man, I'm hardcore Sam Kinison. I think I've spent crazy money collecting his stuff. I've studied his career so much, and every now and then I'll pop up some fact about the guy I didn't even know. So hey, if you want to learn some stuff about being a good comedian, if you're just interested in your favorite comedian, you're just interested in comedy, this is the place to be, baby. Funny Like On podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tune us in. We're going through the roof. Till next time, I love you guys, and thanks for just letting me be here on the podcast. Good night.